Check out my perfect form. It's perfect.
The perfect being created by Dr. Gero versus the legendary Super Saiyan from the Dragon Ball Z movies, who would win if these two powerhouse monsters fought each other. It's important to remember before getting into the video that these two characters do not live in the same universe. Toriyama explicitly states that the Dragon Ball Z movies happen in a different dimension, so this video is going to be far more based on feats than comparing them to other characters that they both fought, like Goku, Gohan, or Trunks. I do Dragon Ball versus videos often, so if you enjoy that type of stuff, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on the video, as it helps out a lot. But let's get started. Cell, even in his most primitive form, would be stronger than the likes of Frieza, being able to one-shot and break Kami-fuse Piccolo's neck and absolutely bully Android 17, who was just going toe-to-toe with Piccolo moments ago. Piccolo at this point should have surpassed Super Saiyan Vegeta against Android 18, where even though Vegeta was equal to Android 18 at full power as stated in numerous guidebooks pertaining to both the anime and manga, 18 is still weaker than 17. Vegeta being stated on a few occasions to have surpassed Goku's level of power, and while you might think this should only apply to Goku with the heart virus, the statements come from Piccolo, who had trained with Goku for 3 years and should have a good gauge of how strong he is outside of the virus. Evidence for this can be found in the actual manga, with Piccolo claiming that Goku is for some reason at the top of his power and rushing the fight, and following up saying that his full power should be much greater than what we're seeing right now. Goku far surpasses any version of Frieza that we have seen. Frieza in just his first form blew up planet Vegeta, which is stated to have 10 times the gravity of Earth. Rather, this means the planet is more dense or 10 times larger than Earth is irrelevant, since it just makes this feat more impressive than simply blowing Earth away. This feat gets far higher than what 10 times blowing up Earth would be, as it's calculated to be in these small star ranges of power, or 14.824 kilotonnes of TNT. This is a holding back Frieza in just his first form with this massive feat, and Frieza has 3 transformations, each stated to increase his battle power many times over. Goku surpasses all of Frieza's previous transformations in just his base form, giving him a small star-busting base form with a power level of 3 million. And being able to multiply his power 20-fold with the Kaioken, Goku goes up to a 60 million. This increase would make him capable of outputting energy greater than 1.18 kilokilotons of TNT, only being able to match Frieza at 50% with this power up, putting Frieza at 100% capable of large star-busting levels of power as well, or 2.37 kilokilotons of TNT. Cell makes all this look like child's play with his higher level of power, even in his first form. In his second and perfect stage, both make even that power look ridiculously low. Going from being equal to Android 16 in his first state to taking a punch from him directly without even budging, and then one-shotting the android with a simple ki blast. Perfect Cell is obviously a much more impressive jump, going from getting beaten and battered by Super Vegeta to toying with him and surpassing what Vegeta could even do after a year of more training. Cell on numerous occasions at this point is stated to be a threat not just to Earth, but the entire universe. The summary of episode 190 of the original Dragon Ball Z anime asking if Cell is invincible, saying that his new plan is to destroy the Earth and then after that the universe, calling him the ultimate living weapon and asking if he can be stopped. The Namekians, even though they have no idea what's going on over on Earth, theorize that the whole universe could be destroyed. Android 16 believes a similar thing would occur, stating that Cell would destroy the entire universe. The Z anime even calls Cell a god of destruction, stating that he has a battle power of infinity on the title card of Dragon Ball Z episode 160. Daizenju 7 also calls Cell the perfect warrior in speed, strength, and all other areas, meaning he's also probably an extremely skilled fighter. Cell goes even higher than his perfect form into what is commonly referred to as Super Perfect Cell after self-destructing on King Kai's planet thanks to the fact that he possesses Saiyan cells. Cell claims to have powered up like Gohan and almost be as strong as him, but this is likely Gohan with his rage boost that Cell is weaker than. Gohan without his rage boost and just in Super Saiyan 2 is stated to be weaker than Cell a few times. Daizenju 2 says Cell has not died. He has been regenerated in his perfect form, acquired instant transmission, and become the strongest being. And V-Jump's top 10 scenes claiming that there is no way to defeat Cell after he is powered up. I know it's inevitable that I'm going to get comments about the fact that Cell did lose to Gohan in the end, so let's go ahead and contextualize that. Yes, Gohan's Kamehameha was more powerful than Cell's. In the end, that much is indisputable. Not only did it destroy every bit of Cell that there was, it stated in Daijinshi 2 to be the greatest or strongest Kamehameha in history. So Gohan at that point was stronger than Cell, and like I said earlier, he should be with the Rage Boost as well. However, when Gohan did beat Cell, that Kamehameha was boosted by Goku. VJump's top 10 best scene says that Goku from the afterlife boosts Gohan's full force Kamehameha, and then Daijinshi 2 says the greatest and most powerful Kamehameha produced from the power of Gohan's anger and the power of Goku who had died and gone to the afterlife. It contends with Cell's final Kamehameha. Gohan had one of his arms injured, but borrowing power from Goku in the afterlife, it vanquishes Cell. So no, I'm not trying to say Cell is stronger than full power rage boosted Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I'm just saying he's probably stronger than Gohan without the rage boost, and he himself even implies as much when he comes back to Earth along with the other guidebook statements that I mentioned. When Gohan threatens to beat Cell this time, he says he doesn't think it will work out that well for him this time around. Super Perfect Cell is stated to be able to blow away the solar system by the manga, anime, and multiple guides. El Manga Legendario says although Goku had taken Cell away just before it exploded, the android regenerated and returned even stronger. Mastering Goku's instant transmission, Vegeta attempted to attack and Gohan injured his left arm while protecting him. The android accumulated enough energy to destroy the entire solar system and launched a powerful Kamehameha. The Son Goku Dozetsu says something similar. Cell raised his ki enough to destroy the entire solar system. Goku's voice reaches the heart of Gohan, who is about to break, and both Kamehameha explode at the same time. The movie and manga also repeats a similar statement. Gohan challenges Cell's full power Super Kamehameha, which also can blow away a solar system. This might seem like downplay compared to the universe destroying power I was saying Cell possessed earlier in the video, but let me clarify. I was not saying that Cell is a universe buster, just that he has the capability of destroying the universe, which is a goal of his to have accomplished at some point in time. El Manga Legendario confirms Cell used his full power on the Kamehameha against Gohan, stating directly, a Cell more powerful than ever before launches a Kamehameha with all his strength. With his left arm disabled and less than half of his energy, Gohan thought he couldn't do anything against him. So with Cell's max power only having the capability of solar system level destruction, him being a universe buster is out of the question, and his goal would have to be accomplished over time instead of just one shot, like some people would have you believe. We'll get more into talking about the speed of Cell and Broly a bit later into the video, since that conversation is far less important to have once everything else has been gone over, and I'll elaborate on that once we get there. Broly as a being is exceptional, even among the strongest of the Saiyans, being born with a power level of 10,000. King Vegeta realized Broly could not be allowed to live because of his abnormally high power level and went to end his life. As we know, Saiyans only get stronger once recovering from near-death injuries, and Broly surviving this boosted his power level to exponentially higher levels, allowing him to create an energy shell that survived both Frieza's supernova and the explosion of Planet Vegeta. If you want to think Frieza used his full power on this supernova, then that would mean Broly's power level went from 10,000 to over 530,000 with this one Zenkai boost, which is one of the most impressive jumps in the series. If you don't think Frieza held back, then it becomes significantly less impressive, but we know Frieza used more than a power level of 10,000 because its blast overpowered and killed Bardock, who had a higher power level than 10,000. Broly would only continue to go stronger and stronger over the course of his life, eventually becoming a Super Saiyan all on his own. I want to just quickly mention Broly has 3 different Super Saiyan forms. He has Suppressed Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Stage 1, which is his blue-haired form that we see him transform into against Goku when they fight at night. Then he has Actual Super Saiyan, which he used in Broly the Second Coming. It looks way more like the actual Super Saiyan form, sporting the yellow hair, but not the buff body and white eyes that Legendary Super Saiyan form is known for. Then obviously the Legendary Super Saiyan, his most powerful form and the form he used to dominate in the movies. The difference between Super Saiyan Stage 1 and Super Saiyan 1 are relatively unknown, as far as the multiplier goes anyway. But when fighting against Super Saiyan 1 Broly in the Second Coming, Gohan comments that he's as bad a monster as ever and that he himself was supposed to have powered up after all these years. This statement at the bare minimum implies Super Saiyan 1 Broly is as strong as Legendary Super Saiyan Broly from the first movie. That's important because in this movie, Super Saiyan 1 Broly fights Gohan in base, and they are relatively close, with Broly having the edge, and then Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, which is 100 times increase over base form, and Legendary Super Saiyan Broly absolutely starts picking him apart, making Legendary Super Saiyan a 100 times increase over Super Saiyan 1, which would make Legendary Super Saiyan an even bigger jump over the suppressed Super Saiyan Stage 1. This is mostly important as a discussion because Broly destroys South Galaxy in just his suppressed Super Saiyan 1 form. Evidence for this is when Goku goes to South Galaxy, he comments that the Super Saiyan left behind an incredible ki. When being attacked by Broly later on in the middle of the night, he senses that Broly's Super Saiyan ki was the ki that he felt when he went to South Galaxy. If that's not enough evidence for you, Daizenshuu 6 and Chozenshuu 3 also confirm that Broly destroyed Southern Galaxy in this form. This would mean Legendary Super Saiyan Broly would be capable of the same feat over 100 times. Immediately, the scale of power is kind of on a different level from the one that Cell displayed. We have a Galaxy Destroyer casually while suppressed versus a Solar System Buster while fully powered up and going all out. I do want to mention it's not that Broly is a Galaxy Buster, at least not in movie 1. He does destroy a galaxy, but he does it over time and not just in one shot. This would be stronger than Cell, as not only does he do it while suppressed like I keep mentioning, but he does this in 5 seconds of on-screen time. It's entirely possible this time frame is downplay for Broly, as Dragon Ball normally slows things down for us to see rather than show them happening in real time. Aside from this, Broly is also stated to be able to destroy the universe before he even goes into the Legendary Super Saiyan form by his father Paragus. This is a more impressive statement on Broly because Broly is a Saiyan with a lifespan that's finite, where Cell is an immortal android. Meaning Broly would have to destroy the universe within his finite life of maybe 80 to 100 years, where Cell could possibly accomplish this feat over several hundred or even several thousand years. This is why I said the speed discussion isn't as relevant when it comes to this battle. Having a bigger ki is the most important thing when it comes to battle according to Toriyama. And outside of grade 2 and the grade 3 form, this is always true since they don't raise your power level the correct way. However, Broly and his forms have no such statements to assume they are slower than he should be for his power level. So Broly having a bigger ki should just make him faster than Cell as well. Author statements make this even worse for Cell. Tako Koyama, the man who invented Broly, had this to say: "Even including the TV anime, nobody exists in the world who's stronger than Broly. I mean, even Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, was trembling in fear. I felt that there's no way that kind of mightiest being would die in a single outing. After all, there were kids who cried at Broly's overwhelming strength when they saw the movie's preview screening. It's always difficult coming up with an enemy for Goku because I'd constantly have to escalate their strength, so he ended up appearing 3 more times." Koyama would end up repeating this another time, saying Dragon Ball movies were made every spring and summer break for 7 years straight. It was difficult to come up with enemies for Goku every time since each one had to be stronger than the one from the previous movie. I couldn't create any villain stronger than Broly, so he appeared as a villain 2 more times. Once revived and once as a clone. Broly kind of outclasses Cell in most areas, at least based on what we've currently gone over. So let's talk about a couple different pro-Cell arguments and anti-Broly arguments. One that's fairly popular is that Broly was going to be killed by a planet colliding with a comet. Not only have we seen Broly survive a planet explosion before, but it was when he was much weaker. This seems far more like Paragus' last hope than something that would actually happen to Broly. Broly even willingly destroyed his last way off the planet when he crushed Paragus, so it's clearly not something he's worried about. Another argument is Goku simply one-shot Broly with a punch after getting a bunch of weakened Z-Fighter's ki. However, this is Goku with an actual 1000 times amp, and I'm not joking. With his companions, his Yuki multiplied by 1000. No matter how strong the enemy is, victory is absolute. Literally saying, no matter how strong the enemy is, victory would just happen for Goku because of this. So it's definitely not downplay for Broly to be beaten by this punch. A pro-Cell argument that's somewhat common is that since Broly happens before the Cell games, then Broly should naturally be weaker than Cell, but this doesn't work for a few reasons. For one, the movies happen in a separate timeline from the main canon, so for all we know, the Z Fighters could have gone to the Cell games and easily dealt with him afterwards. Not only that, I just got done explaining why Broly lost to a powered up Hax one-shot punch, so that doesn't make Cell stronger anyway. The second reason is that Broly the Second Coming happens after the Cell saga, and in the Broly movies, Gohan didn't stop training, even stating that he's powered up since he last fought Broly, which was only a few days before the Cell game should have taken place. So to quickly recap a bit, Cell is a solar system buster with universe destroying potential, and Broly is a galaxy destroyer with universe destroying potential in a better quantifiable amount of time, has statements that put him on a much higher level than Cell, and gets even stronger through different movies. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel, but other than that, have a nice day.